Greetings, 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 wherever you might find yourself. Greetings to you. It is a dose of encouragement. With Amanda, you are welcome, you are welcome, you are welcome. As we always do it, we are going to soak in the music a little bit before we start today. But how has your week been? How has the week been for you? You are very welcome. You are my strong tower that I run to. You are welcome. You are so welcome. You are welcome. You are my love, my life, my salvation. Jehovah. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are my strong tower that I run to. You are very welcome. It is a dose of encouragement with Amanda, and you are very welcome. You are my rock, my life, my salvation. Jehovah, the great. You are very welcome. It is a very beautiful Saturday morning, and we are back online again. We hope your day or your Saturday is going well. You are so welcome. We will start in a few minutes as we soak in the music a little bit. Oh, Jehovah, the great I am. Only Obiara unto so. Obiara unto so. Mabandinde, Mijane Kobia. Oh, Jehovah, you are the great. We'll start in 2 minutes. We'll start in few. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. That I run to my present help in time of need. You are very welcome to a dose of encouragement with Amanda. Now a dose of encouragement incorporated. You are so welcome. Jehovah, I am Obiara unto so. Obiara unto so. Yabandinde, Yajane Kobia. You are welcome. We will start in few. You are the great. Obiara to sell. You are so welcome. When you get on here, please share to bring somebody on. We'll start in a minute. Oh, my band, Johnny Kobia. Jehovah, you are so welcome. It is a dose of encouragement. How has your Saturday been? How has the week been? You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Good morning, Diamond. It's been ages, my sister. It's been a while. How have you been? It's been a while. How have you been? How is the family? How are they? Please share to bring somebody on. Share to invite someone. You are so welcome to a dose of encouragement. Please share to bring others on. Share to bring others on. So, it is another beautiful Saturday morning. It is another weekend that the Lord has granted us, and we come your way once again. As we always do it, you are very welcome to a dose of encouragement. So, as we all can see today, our topic is know your worth, or knowing your worth. Know your worth. Okay? Know your worth. How much do you value, or how much is your worth? How much, what exactly is your worth when it comes to you being with people, when it comes to you being with friends, when it comes to you working? What is your worth? Do you know your worth? Do you know your value? Do you know how much, not to put an amount on it, not to put a tag on it, but how much are you worth? How much are you worth? Knowing your worth goes beyond material possessions, goes beyond the physical things that we have, goes beyond our achievement, goes beyond our aim, go beyond anything that we've gathered in life. Welcome, Emmanuel. Please share to bring somebody on. Knowing your worth goes beyond those things. Okay, it goes beyond our material possessions, our achievement, our fortune, and all that. It goes beyond that. What is your worth? Do you know how much value you are? If I can put it that way, do you know how much you are worth? Do you know? Let me reduce this music a little bit. Do you know how much your life is worth? Are you in somebody's life because you think they value you? Are you in somebody's life because you think you worth more to them? As I said, knowing your worth goes beyond the material possessions that we have. Knowing your worth goes beyond our fortune, goes beyond whatever we've achieved in life, whatever we've gathered all these years. It goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. It is tied to the fact that with or without those possessions, you are still valuable. It is tied to the fact that with or without those achievements, you are still somebody. With or without those possessions, people still value you. Know your worth. Do not let anybody or things push you around, or anyone push you around, because you do not know how much you worth, because you do not know what your value is, because you do not know what your totality is. Do not do that. What is your worth? Do you know what you are worth? Do you know? Do you have any idea how much value your life is? Or you just there because you are in somebody's life, and whatever they say you are worth is what you believe you are worth? You might be slow to so many things, but you should not reduce yourself to not being valuable. You should not reduce yourself to anything. Get up and walk away if respect is not being served at the table. If it is not respect being served at that table, walk away. Because in so doing, you know how much you are valued. You know how much you are worth. Find that courage to walk away if respect is not being served on that table. Find that courage and walk away. That table that you sitting on, that group that you in, that friendship that you in should and always serve respect. So if that is not being served, have the courage to get up and walk away. Just because you fit in doesn't mean that you belong. Just because your friends are saying, hey, yes, we value you. Hey, we want the best for you. Hey, we want everything to go perfectly for you. Doesn't mean you belong. It doesn't mean you belong. Knowing your worth goes way far beyond material possessions. Goes way far beyond what others say our value is. It goes beyond that. So if you are with somebody, if you are sitting on a table and respect is not being served anymore, I said get up and walk away. It might take you time to realize certain things. It might take you time to learn certain things. It might take you time to realize the value that you possess. But surely you will get there. And when you do, walk away. When you do, value that. When you do, value the amount of respect you give, or you earn, or you give. Value that. Just because you fit in doesn't mean you belong. Just because everything is going on well for a brief period doesn't mean that everything is okay. Just because things are working the way it seems they should doesn't mean it's everything is okay. Always hold out for something better when you know your worth. When you know how much valuable your life is, when you know how much valuable your time is, when you know how much valuable your resources are, know your worth. Do not let anybody make you feel less than what you are worth. Do not let anybody make you feel like there is nothing better about you than what you know you have. Do not let situations put you in a place or in a box that you cannot break free because you don't know what you are worth. Know your worth. You are way more valuable than you think. You are way more important than you think you are. Do not make that mistake of letting you feel that, hey, I don't have this or I don't have that, and so I'm not valuable enough. No. Who are you to look down on yourself? I always say something that as a man thinketh, so is he. So whatever you think of yourself, so would you be. Whatever you feel you are is what you will become. So are you seeing yourself as valuable enough? Are you seeing yourself as you are worth more than what you are being given? You are worth more than what you are having. You are worth more than what others are giving you. Is that what you are seeing? Or you also think that, oh, people are saying this is how much I'm valued to them. or this is how valuable I am to them, and so that is what I am going to run with. Is that what you are thinking? If you are on here, it is a dose of encouragement. Please share to bring others on. Is that what you are thinking? Know your worth. Know how much value you possess. Know how much important you are. And do not let anything and anybody tell you otherwise. When you are being treated like you are one of many options, give those situations, give that person an option by removing yourself from that equation. Make that decision easy for them. Make that decision easy for them. If you are being treated as you are just one of many options, help them by narrowing down their choices, by removing yourself from the equation. Because that shows you value yourself. That shows you are more valuable than what that person is making you think you are. That shows you are more valuable than what that situation is making you think you are. Bless you too, Ben. Please share to bring others on. So if they are thinking or if they are making you think that you are one of many options, help them out. Choose for them. Let them know that, hey, I'm worth more than what you think I am. So I am going to help you to take that decision. I am helping you by removing myself from that equation. You are worth more. You are worth way more than what you are making others give you, than what you are making situations portray you, than what you think you are. As a man thinketh, so is he. Value you. As I said, knowing your word goes beyond way more material possessions, goes way beyond our achievement, goes way beyond our goals, our aspirations, and anything and everything that comes with those things. We weigh way more. So value you. Know your worth. Know how much you are worth. And don't let anybody and anything push you around. Don't let any situation move you left, right, center. Know yourself. Remember and set as a standard that is non-negotiable. Your standard should not be negotiable when it comes to your worth, when it comes to your value. There should be no conversation negotiating on that. Set a standard and keep it. Set a standard and move with it. Set a standard and keep going. Whoever comes in your life need to come on your terms, not on their terms. You have to be the one setting those standards, not the other way around. Know your worth. Your standard should not be negotiable. It should not even be a topic for discussion, period. Point blank, period. That is because you know how much you are worth. You know how much value you have as a person. Know your worth. What is that one thing? What is that one person? What is that one situation that is making you think that you are not worthy enough? That is making you think that you are not valuable enough. That is making you think that, hey, whatever comes, comes. What is that one thing? Are you given the situation the chance to make decision for you and think that, hey, you're not worth anything? Know your worth. Know when you have had enough and need to walk away. That's why I said earlier on, if respect is not being served anymore on that table, get up and walk away. Have that confidence. Have that ability enough to get up and walk away. Get up and move. Because They don't deserve your time. They don't, that situation doesn't deserve you if respect is not being served anymore. We find ourselves in situations that we say, oh, and yes, it's nothing, everything will be fine. Oh, it's okay, everything will be fine. And we are sitting there, and deep down within us, we are in pain, or you are struggling because nobody is seeing how much you're worth. Or you yourself, you're not seeing your worth. Do not compromise your worth for anything. Do not compromise your ability for anything. Do not compromise your value for anything. Know your worth. Know how much you value. Know how much you bring to that table. Know how much. Know how much. Don't take anything for taking sake. Don't take anything because you think that's what you deserve. Because you think that's what people think you deserve. You think that's what situation think you deserve. You think that's what whatever you're going through think you deserve. Sit down and search yourself. Ask yourself, what is my worth? Do I even know how much I'm worth? And I'm not talking about what as in physical money, as in fortune, as in achieve. No, not that. How much your personal or your personnel is worth. How much you as an individual is worth. Are you valuing something way more than you? Are you valuing your achievement way more than you? Are you valuing your fortune way more than you yourself? How you see yourself is how people would respond to you. What you say you are is what people will run with. How much you value yourself is what will determine how much people value you, if I can put it that way. So if respect is not being served anymore, get up and walk away. If I value myself way too much and I realize that things or situation is not worth my time, is not worth me, it is time for you to walk away. It is time for you to make that changes. It is time for you to say enough is enough. I am worth more. With that said, that is not saying that when you are let's take relationship and things are not going, that does not mean that you should just get up and work. Try and work it out. But in so doing, know your worth. In so doing, know how much you are valued. In so doing, you are valued way more than you think. Know your worth. If you don't know your own worth, somebody will tell you how much you're worth, how much value they will put on your life, how much value less you are worth. That's if you don't value, if you don't know your worth, someone will tell you how much you're worth, and that value might be less than what you really worth. And we're not talking about money wise here. We're talking about substance. We're talking about traits. We're talking about what we possess as human beings. Know your worth. What is your value? How much are you worth that you've allowed that person do what they are doing to you? How much are you worth that you've allowed that situation uh, 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 um, handle you any way and anyhow? How much is your worth? Is your value that low? You need to carry yourself up high. You need to value. You need to sit down and think, hey, how much am I really valued? What is my worth? What exactly do I bring to the table? What exactly do I contribute to? What exactly do I bring when they say that, hey, this is what we are doing? What do I contribute to? Knowing your worth goes beyond physical achievement, possessions. What are you bringing to that table? That is making that person think that you are not or you are worthless. Let me use that word. What are you bringing to that table? Have you sat on that table way too long that you don't tend to see that respect, mutual respect is being said anymore? Have you become so comfortable that you don't realize that trust is not being said anymore? Have you sat there way too long for you to realize that certain important things that need to be said is not being said anymore? And yet you are still sitting there. Assess that situation. Assess yourself. If I'm bringing this to the table, what is that person or that situation bringing to the table? And if that is it a mutual understanding? Is it meeting what are they matching what I'm bringing to the table? You might not understand me, but let me speak in plain language. You are with friends, and all they do is talk or look down on you. Meanwhile, you are sitting there giving them the respect that they need, giving them the trust that they deserve, doing anything and everything to make sure that you don't break that connection and relationship. And what do? They turn back and disrespect you. They turn back and don't trust you. They turn back and do all sort of things. If that is happening, my sister, my brother, you need to value yourself way more. You are not looking in that direction. Get up and move. Get up and do something. Value yourself. Know your worth. If you don't know your own worth, somebody else will tell you how much you are worth. And that value might be lesser than what you really worth. Do you know how much you are valued? Do you know what you are worth? Or you just flowing with anything and everything that you think that, oh, whatever is going on is okay, whatever is going on is normal, and actually it's nothing, everything will be fine. Know your worth. Value you. It should be you and something else, not something else before you. It should be you before something else. It should be you before that situation. It should be you before that person. It should be you. When you take time to know your value, walk away the moment you feel you have you have to prove yourself. Walk away the moment you feel that you have to let the other know that, hey, this is how much I am worth. Walk away. And as I said earlier on, that is not to say that if you are in a relationship, in a marriage, and things are not going the way they should go, you should walk away. Work it out. Sometimes all it needs is you talking it out. Sometimes all you need is you sitting that fellow up and say, hey, this is what I think is going on. This is what I think it needs to be done. This is what I think we need to do it. They might not know that they're doing this is what they are making you feel, or this is how they make you feel. Sometimes all they gotta do is you talk it out and let them know how much you are worth. Let them know how much valuable you are to them and to that situation. Be yourself, because original is way more worth, or worth more than imitation or than a copy. Be the original you. Be you. Be you for you. Be you not to please anybody. Be you for who you are. Be you and embrace who you are. Embrace your worth. Embrace your value. Embrace it. Don't go with anything and anything just like that. Just because somebody says so or just because society says so. Value you. Until you value yourself, your value is not worth to anybody. Until you see yourself as worthy enough, until you see yourself that you deserve more than that, until you see yourself that, hey, whatever I am given, I deserve way better than that. Nobody's going to see that. It has to start with yourself. And until you realize that, nobody will see that. Until you value you, until you know that, hey, I deserve more. I am valued way more than what I am being given. Until that is when you start making changes. That is when you start doing things differently in order for the others, in order for people out there to know that, hey, if you coming in here, then it's my standard that you have to work with. As I said, your standard should not be negotiable when it comes to your worth. Don't negotiate your worth with anything. Don't do it. You are way more valuable than what you think or what you others have told you were. If you haven't done that, then sit down and think through it. Sit down and look at yourself. Sit down, not your physical possessions, but sit down and look within. Look at your attributes. Look at what you bring to the table. Look at what you contribute to every situation. And ask yourself, is that what I'm worth? Is what I'm being given? Is that what I'm worth? Value you. Don't let anything or any circumstances tell you how you need to be what do you call it? To be valued. I wrote something. I said, when you are being treated like you are just, I think I've already said it. When you are being treated like you are just one of many options, help them narrow that choices by removing yourself from the equation. Narrow that choices for them. Because if you are still there, then they will say, oh, I have this, I have that, I have that. Which one should I choose? But narrow it for them. Make the choice for them. Because you value your life way too more than what they do. If you don't value yourself, somebody else will put a price tag on you. And that price tag might be way less than what you valued. Until you value yourself and your time, nobody will value that for you. Some time ago, I said, sometimes you need to set boundaries, okay, for people to know that, hey, if I'm dealing with this person, then I have to go with their standards. If I'm dealing with this person, then I have to bring it correct. I have to come right. Sometimes that's what you have to do. Set those boundaries. Don't let anything come in and go out like that because you don't know how much you are valued. You don't know how much you are worth. Sometimes you have to truly be alone to know how much you are worth. Let me say it again. Sometimes you have to truly be alone for you to know your worth. Because maybe you've been around people and so you are not seeing how much value you possess. You are not seeing what you bring to that table. You are not seeing what you contribute to that situation because you are around them. As I said, the fact that you fit in doesn't mean you belong. The fact that you fit in doesn't mean you belong. So sometimes you really have to be alone in order to know what you are worth, in order to know your value. Sometimes that's what you have to do. If respect is not being served on that table, walk away. If trust is out of the window on that table, walk away. And you ask me, how do we serve respect? How do we serve trust? If I am giving you the respect that you need to do same. If I am trusting you enough, you need to do same. And if that is not in the equation, it's not worth being there. If that is not in the equation, it is not worth your time. If that is not in the equation, it is not worth your resources. If that is not in the equation, walk away. Choose you. That is the word. Choose you. Choose you. Choose you. Are you choosing others and not yourself? Are you choosing somebody else and not you because you want to please them? Because you sometimes we say that for peace to reign, I'm not going to say anything and I'm just going to let whatever is going on go on. But sometimes you need to sit up. Sometimes you need to let the others know that, hey, I am valued way more than what you are giving me. Know your worth. Be clear on how you want to be treated. Be clear on how you want some certain situations to go. Be clear, set standards, and don't bend for anybody. Set standards and don't let anybody run your show. Run your own show. Run your own show. How much are you worth? What is your value that you've let situations, that you've let people treat you anyhow? You might say that, oh, in our local language, you can say, let me put it that way. You say that with my current situations, I have to be around them in order to get what I want. That situation, it might be that situation, but it is also equally important that you set your standard and you let them know that, hey, yes, I might need this from you. Yes, I might need your help. Yes, I might need your counsel. Yes, I might need your resources, but I am not going to bend my standard. We'll say that, oh, if you need something from them, then you have to do anything and everything that they say. No, come in correct. Come in with your what do you call it? With your standard set. Because once they know that you're not gonna bend for anything, once they know that, hey, I'm not going to be able to break this guy's standard, then they will come valuing you. They will come valuing what you bring to the table. They will come respecting what you contribute to the table. But if anything goes, if all you do is oh, whatever happens, whatever happens, I will take it like that. That is you not knowing your worth. Like, you need to be able to tell them, I might need this, I might need that, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to compromise for anything. That means that yes, I need this, yes, I need that, but we should have that mutual respect. We should have that mutual trust in whatever we are doing. But the moment that is off the table, you walk away. The moment that is off the table, you walk away. As I said, if respect, trust is not being served on that table, walk away. Have a strong sense of self-worth. Have a strong sense of what you are valued. Have a strong sense of what you contribute. Have a strong sense of what you bring to the table. That is the only way that people will see what you have. That is the only way people will not treat you anyhow. That is the only way people would say that, hey, with this person, you can't just say anything. You can't just do anything just like that. That is the only way. That is the only way. You trying to please somebody. You trying to convince somebody about you doesn't means that you don't know what you are worth. Means that you don't know what your value. Means that you don't know what you are about. Don't convince anybody about you. If they refuse not to see what you are valued, if they refuse not to see your worth, then let them be. But don't try to convince them. Don't try to convince anybody for them to see how much you worth. I don't know who needs to hear this, but do not try to convince anybody. Know who you are. Know what you carry. Know what you possess. Know your value. Know your worth. People have been in so many situations where they let go of what they are valued. They let go of their principles. They let go of their can I use the word right? But they let go of anything and everything that they believe in. They let go of anything just because somebody says, hey, this is what you are worth. This is what you are. This is what I see you are. Or I see you becoming. Excuse me. Know who you are. What is making you not see your worth? What is making you think that you are worthless? What is making you think that you are valued nothing? What is making you think that way? Sit up and reassess your life. Sit down and reassess you. Sit down and put things together and know how much you worth. I can't stress this enough. You are valued way more than you think. You are valued way more than you think you are. So if that person doesn't value you, if that person doesn't see the potentials in you, if that person doesn't see your worth, walk away. Why are you sitting there for people to tell you how much you worth? When you know your value, when you know what you possess, when you know your worth, know your worth. It is heartbreaking to see people that you see the potentials in, you see the value, and yet they are just making people run the show for them, if I can put it that way. It doesn't matter what the situation look now. It doesn't matter what the table look like now, what the setup look now. It doesn't matter. What matters is how much you value yourself. What matters is how much you are worth, how much you see yourself, and not in money wise, not to talk of we valuing it in currency, or we valuing it with our possession, we valuing it with our properties. No. Somebody when people hear, hey, do you know how much I'm worth? Our first thought is, hey, that person might be a billionaire or something, but that's not what we're talking about here. If that is in addition, is good, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about inner attributes. We're talking about hidden talents. We're talking about what we carry as a person. What do you carry as an individual? What do you carry as you? What makes you unique? What makes you different from every other person? What makes you different from that friends that you're walking out around with? What makes you different? What makes you unique from them? That is your worth. That is your value. And you have to hold that high. You have to hold that. You have to protect that. Protecting that is you knowing when to say enough is enough. Protecting that is you knowing, you saying that, hey, this is my standard. It's either you like it or not. Hey, this is what I am with. This is what I bring. This is what I carry. So if you don't see that, then forget it. That is you protecting it. You are unique. You are made uniquely. You might resemble somebody, but you will not have the same attribute. Even twins, identical twins, have different values, have different worth. So look for that. Sit down and look for that. Know what you carry, know what you possess. If you are going to succeed, it depends on this. It depends on this vital point. Knowing your worth is way more vital than what we think. Knowing your worth will determine if you're going to succeed or not. Knowing your worth will determine where you move from here to. Because knowing your worth opens doors. Knowing your worth, knowing your value, get you in that door. Get you on that table. Get you seated on that table. Get you seated on that panel. Get you seated in that classroom. Get you seated or get you a position in that job. That is you knowing your worth. Don't stoop for anything low. Set your standards and go by it. Set your standards and don't break for anybody. Because in knowing these things, that is the only way you're going to succeed. Possess that confidence. Possess that ability and say, hey, this is what I carry. This is what I come with. If you're going to take my offer, this is what I bring to the table. If you're going to take my offer, this is what I bring. And you can take me and leave some. You can take some part of my attributes and leave some. You can take some part of my me. Let me use that word, my me, and leave some of me. If you accept me, you have to accept the totality of me. Do not let anybody put label on your worth. Do not let anybody put label less than what you are worth. Do not let anybody tell you, hey, this is how much you're worth. This is how much you are valued. And you too, you accept it like that. Because you don't know how much you're worth. Because you don't know how much you are valued. Because you don't know what you carry. Don't do that. Know your worth, know your value, and come correct. Set those boundaries. Let people know that this is what I come with. It's either you take all of us or you don't take any at all, because we cannot accept you taking part and leaving some. Know your worth. Protect it. Because as I said, even identical twins have some unique distinctions, even them. So no two persons are the same. So you might resemble somebody, yes, you might resemble them, but you do not carry the same attribute. You do not carry the same value. You do not carry the same power, if I can use that word. Don't let anybody tell you how much you're worth. You know, there are certain times that we hear Oh, this person will not amount to anything. Oh, this person will not amount to anything. Oh, this person will not do this because of what they have, because of what they carry. Let them know it's their opinion and they are entitled to their opinion. But what you carry is far more than what they're saying you carry. What you value is way more than what the price they're giving you. And if I talk of the price, I'm not talking of currency, I'm not talking of money. Most parents tell their kids, "Oh, you're not gonna amount to anything because of this, because of that, because of that," and we end up accepting that. We end up taking whatever that person has said. Shake that thing off. Shake it off and move on. Shake it off because you worth way more than what they are saying you worth. Shake it and prove them wrong. As I said, if they don't value you, it is time for you to make that decision. If you are trying to convince your friends, your family, your partner that hey, I'm worth more what you given me, I'm worth more what you asking for, then you don't know your worth. Then you don't know your worth. If you trying to convince them that hey, I am worth more than what you think you are. I am no. You are valued way more than you think. Don't let anybody stop you. Don't let anybody put you down. Don't let anybody tell you what you can and you cannot do. Don't do that. Do you know your worth? Do you know how much you are valued? Do you know what you bring to the table? Do you know? Do you even know? Do you even have an idea how much you possess as a human being? It is time you carry yourself high. It is time you walk back, chest up, head high up, and say to yourself, I am wonderfully and fearfully made. I come with everything that God has given me, and I come to the table with all these things. And if you can take all of me, then you can take any part of me. Simple. Hold your own power. Know your worth. Be you. Know your worth, own your own power, be you. Be you. Don't try to please anybody. Don't try to let others determine what you can and you cannot do. Don't let others determine what you are worth. Know your worth. Hold your power and be you. Love yourself first and every other thing will follow. Love yourself first. Give that love to yourself because yourself deserves it. Because you are you and nobody can be you. Because you are you and nobody can tell you that you are not. Because you possess a lot. You are made uniquely and nobody can tell you otherwise. Carry yourself the way you want people to see you. Carry yourself the way you want others to know you are. As a man thinketh, so was he. As a man portrays to be, so was he. What you put forth is what people are going to react to. So if you are putting out there that you are worthless, that is what people are going to see. If you are putting out there that, hey, I am worth more. Hey, I am valued more. Hey, I, 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 I know what I want. Hey, I can do this, I can do that. I come to the table with this and that. That's what people will follow. But if you say, sometimes some of us say, oh, anything goes. If that's what you're saying, if you telling yourself or if you telling others that come your way that anything goes, then that is what they are going to do. They are going to determine what you can and cannot do. They are going to determine what you need to be. They are going to determine what your worth is. Remember that your value does not decrease based on somebody's inability to know your worth. Your value does not decrease based on somebody's inability to know how much you're worth. Based on somebody's inability to know how much you are valuable doesn't have to determine your worth, doesn't have to determine your value, doesn't have to determine how you see yourself. Know your worth. Know who you are. There is a song by Sinner that says, I know who I am. Know who you are. Don't let anybody tell you who you are. Don't let anybody determine your life for you. Don't let anybody put a price tag on you. Do not let anybody tell you that, hey, this is how much you value. Don't let anybody tell you that. You are way more valuable than you think. You are way more, you worth more than you ever think because you are made uniquely. You are made different from every other person. You are made, uh, um, um, no two persons are made the same. What you possess might be different from what that person possesses. What you bring to the table might be different from what that person brings to the table. What you contribute to the situation is way different than what that person contributes to the table. Knowing your worth goes beyond physical property, goes beyond physical materials. It is what you carry. It is what you bring to the table. It is how you carry yourself. It is how you portray yourself. It is how you tell people that you want to be seen or to be treated. Know who you are, because it is only that others will follow suit. It is only that people will come to you correct. It is only that nobody can just get up and put a label on you and say that this is how much you worth, because you know your value. Set that standard, and that standard should not be negotiable. Set that standard and do not break that standard. Set that standard, set those boundaries, and let them know that, hey, if you're coming into that table or if you're coming into this fold, then you need to know A, B, C, and Z. You need to know that I'm valued way more than you would ever think. You need to know that I will not take anything just like that. You need to know that I come with this, I come with that. I am made uniquely. I come with so many attributes. I come with this, I come with that. Let them know. If you need to label it for them. But in so doing, do not let people tell you how much you are worth. In so doing, do not let anybody tell you that you're worthless. Do not let anybody tell you that you won't amount to anything. Do not let anybody tell you that you cannot do what you set your mind to do. If respect is not being served at the table, walk away. The fact that you fit in doesn't mean you belong. The fact that they are smiling at you or with you doesn't mean that they value your worth, or doesn't mean that they know your worth. The fact that you doing everything and anything possible to let them know doesn't mean they're worth you trying to let them know your worth. Know your worth. Know what you possess. Know what you bring to the table. Know what your value is. This week, if we haven't done so, if we haven't sat down and thought of how much value we possess, then this week, that's what we're going to do. This week, that is what we are going to learn to do if we don't know how to go by it. This week, we are going to carry ourselves high. We are going to walk with our chest out and say to ourselves, we are valued way more than anybody think we are. We know our worth. We know our worth. That's what we're going to do. We will not compromise for anything. We will not compromise for anybody. We will not compromise our worth, our value for anybody. We are going to work head high, and we are going to know how much we are valued. When you are being treated like you are one of many options, help them make that decision. Help them choose. Help them determine that, hey, if that is what you're struggling to figure out, if that is what you're struggling to find out, if that's what you're struggling to decide on, then let me make it easier for you. I am going to take myself out of the equation so you have little to work with, so you're not confused on what to choose, on what decision to make. I excuse myself from this equation because I am worth more than this. Forget what you feel and remember what you deserve. You are worth more. Always set that standard and don't negotiate. Always set that standard and don't break. Always set that standard and follow, because it is the only way that people are going to know your worth. It is the only way that people are going to know how much you are valued. That is the only way that people are going to treat you the way you should be treated. Thank you for joining us once again this Saturday morning. It is a dose of encouragement with Amanda. And anybody who joined here that doesn't know who I am, my name is Amanda Akufi. And I come your way every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. GMT time. If you haven't followed us yet, please go to Facebook, A Dose of Encouragement, and follow us on there. Or you can also go on our website, a doseofencouragement.com, and you can follow us there. Also, help support us to go on our next project. We will put the link out here. Support us with any amount that you would have for our next project, and God will bless you. As I always say, as you've always carried us along, may God continue to carry you along. May God answer you in time of need. May He come speedily when you call unto Him, and may you never lack. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your support always, for always coming on here. Forget what you feel and go for what you deserve. That's right, Kinsum P. Forget what you feel and go for what you deserve. Because you deserve way more than what you think. You deserve way more better than what you are being given. And don't compromise for anything. Thank you all so much once again for your support. We will put our we have a GoFundMe to help us do our next project. So we will put the link on here sometime today, and any amount to help us get more goods and product, educational materials, clothing, food, and all what have you for our orphanage outreach. It will be appreciated. But thank you all so much as you always join us here every morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the support. Please share this video out there to other platforms and let people hear that you deserve way more than what you feel. Put your feelings aside and know what you deserve. Put your feelings aside and know what you are worth. Know your value. Know your value. Know your value. Know your value. So until I come your way again next week, thank you. Have a blissful week. Have a fruitful Saturday. To everybody that is supporting this cause, we appreciate you so much. To for those on the forefront, and for those that do not want to be put out there, want their names to be put out there, we appreciate you so much. We thank you so much for your support. And until I come your way again next week, Know your worth, know your value, know what you possess, and do not let anybody tell you otherwise. I love you all. And once again, my name is Amanda Kofiaye. Thank you all for the support. I cannot mention everybody's name. Atu Ewusi, Kinsumpi, Isaiah, Rosina, Ben, Josephine, everybody that showed up here. Diamond, Ben, I thank you all so much. Please share this to all other platforms. Once again, I am your girl, Amanda Akofi Aye, and I will come your way again next week. I sign up and have a fruitful weekend. Stay blessed, and let's keep this conversation going. Let's keep this conversation to other platforms. Let's keep this to other places that people need to hear. Goodbye and stay blessed. Bye.